Allora raga, vedo un sacco di ripassi per la maturità, ma non ne vedo neanche uno sul tema inglese, letteratura inglese, e quindi adesso lo faccio io. Parlerò di Victorian Age, Victorian Novel, Wuthering Heights e The Picture of Dorian Gray. Ok, iniziamo con the Victorian Age. So the Victorian Age is a period of the reign of Queen Victoria, and it's a period based on industrial growth and prosperity. But besides it, that there are some hidden problems, such as corruption, the bad condition of the workers, and the poverty. So what appeared to look good and to be perfect on the surface was not what was really happening in that society. Basically, the Victorian novel is a novel with a realistic description of the life of ordinary people. So the characters of all ordinary people and have all like an ordinary life, so a common life. And the Victorian novel always has a moral message. Okay, right now we're gonna talk about Wuthering Heights. That's really important work of like a Victorian novel of Emily Bronte, and it has even a mix of Gothic style, so we can see the dark atmosphere and the mystery. Okay, so Wuthering Heights tells the story of two families, the Yorkshire, the Earnshaw and the Lintons, who live in the city of Yorkshire. Okay, and the main theme is the relationship between Heathcliff and Catherine. They fall in love since they were kids, okay? But Catherine decides to marry Edgar instead of marrying Heathcliff. Why? Because Edgar is richer and wealthier than Heathcliff, and so is considered to be the better choice based on the Victorian rules. So Catherine experienced that Victorian pressure, alright, to do what the society tells her to do. So do what's considered good based on the society morals, not what's considered good just by following your emotions. Therefore, Heathcliff goes away, leaves, and plans his revenge. When he comes back, there's all the theme of the revenge. Catherine dies and she becomes a ghost, but that's not the real message of it. The message is that people living in that Victorian society felt the pressure to always make choice, not due to their real emotion, not following their real emotion, but following the rules of the Victorian society. Then there's the late Victorian Age. Late Victorian Age is the period in which definitely the Victorian moral are still present and the values are still strict. But there's also a hidden word of pleasure, passion, and corruption, especially corruption. Some people look respectable on the outside, but definitely were morally corrupted on the inside. So there's a theme of the corruption. We saw Oscar Wilde, that is a famous writer of the late Victorian Age, and he even got into the asceticism movement. The asceticism movement is a movement that believes in art for art's sake. That means art doesn't have to have a moral purpose, okay? Art has just to be beautiful. So art, beauty, these are the main themes of his novel, especially The Picture of Dorian Gray. The main themes are beauty, corruption of morality. Okay. Sorry. The protagonist of The Picture of Dorian Gray is definitely Dorian Gray. That's a beautiful and rich man, and he wishes to stay forever young. What if his wish comes true? And his wish comes true. So a portrait of him starts aging instead of him. And so he always stays, he always appears to be good and to look beautiful on the outside. But morally, dead. He doesn't even care about what he's doing is right or wrong, because he always appears to look beautiful on the outside. But what is the main idea of this novel is that once he kills a portrait, he destroys a portrait, he kills himself because the portrait was connected to his soul. And the main idea of this is that a life without having a moral purpose and without morality leads you to destroy your inner self. And you cannot escape your action. You can definitely hide your sins, but they are gonna follow you inside of you. So niente raga, spero che questo video vi serva qualcosa.